Good morning, dudes, how is it going? Today we're playing Custom Hero Survival, which is a mod for Dota 2 that I personally found to be really interesting, and I want to show it to you. Now, as you may have noticed, it's free versus free. That's because we actually experienced some bugs while trying to play 5 versus 5. The game just straight up wouldn't work properly. So we hosted free versus free instead. Maybe it's gonna work 5 versus 5 for you, but it didn't work for us. So that's why. Anyway, it's not really that important anyway, right? You're gonna see. Anyway, so before we start, we get to pick a hero. Now, this does not really matter, though I do recommend that you stay away from the right side, because this is probably not what you want. You may have noticed that, yes, you can pick the same hero multiple times. Now, that's because none of these heroes actually got any abilities, right? It's just you basically pick a skin and stats. Nothing more than that, and the stats aren't really that important. We're gonna go ahead and pick Axe though, because I like Axe, and my Axe looks really cute, and he's got more natural regen than everybody else. So, this is where we start. Now, Custom Hero Survival allows you to customize your hero using a spell shop. So we can go in here and buy Bristleback and Quill Spray, and boom, there we go. Got 2 abilities already. Now, let me actually go ahead and also open up the regular shop. We can buy some other items as well, if we please, of course. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and pick up a bunch of Ring of Regions, because I want to, you know, live through it. Now, you may notice down there, there's a level up button. This does not actually do anything. Each round, we get 2 points that we can invest in the spell shop. So we can use those points to either upgrade our current abilities or buy new abilities. Now, another thing about this is that actually ultimates are also in here, but those cost 8 skill points. So it's gonna take you a little while to get those, but hey, we don't need them. Anyway, so, other than that, apparently poor Umbreon doesn't fully understand what's going on. Each wave, I guess. Does this not work? Somehow my button doesn't work. It's R, apparently. Apparently I need to press R. That's interesting. You know what, I'm okay with that. But each wave is, well, you spawn into this arena, and then you fight a bunch of creeps. Now, these creeps can really be anything. There's a lot of variety going on there. And, you know, that's about it, right? Like, you go up against a bunch of creeps, and you don't actually, like, really interact. Like, you don't do that. It's mostly us spawning in, playing, and then just seeing how far we can go. So it's not really about, you know, playing together. It's more of like a single-player version of the Together We Stand mod. But I think this one is really interesting because it's kind of about min-maxing. So we're gonna go ahead and pick up Blur right here, and then we've got to pick another ability. You know, this is actually like a really tough choice. I'm not quite sure which one we want to go with. But you know what? Let's just actually go ahead and where is it? Let's max out the Quill Spray. Oh, maybe let's just go ahead and save that skill point. It's not really a big deal, and actually W works now. It doesn't really matter that much, right? Because it's very early on, and we should be just fine. So let me actually go ahead and say one thing too. Now, this game mode is kind of tough, I think. Now, I'm gonna say that while simultaneously saying that I beat it on the first attempt. Now, I'm not trying to be like, well, I'm awesome, right? Even though I obviously am. But it's just that while this game mode is difficult, I don't think it's like unbeatably difficult. And it's really all about min-maxing, right? It's all about, you know, figuring out what is the best build and what can you do. Now, I'm currently actually building what I use to beat it. So, in case you're wondering, like, why am I going for a bunch of very specific choices, that is why. And where's my reactive armor? Yes, I would like this. I would like it upgraded. There we go. So we got 4 points of the reactive armor now, which is really gonna help keep us alive. It's actually a pretty fantastic ability to have. Now, I guess I could just go ahead and actually tell you guys what I'm gonna pick up, like overall. Like, as for ultimates, we're gonna try to pick up the Wraith King ultimate and Abaddon's ultimate, and as for the rest, we're gonna stick to the Bristleback, to the Quill Spray, to the Blur. We're gonna get rid of the reactive armor eventually. We can actually sell that, and for the time being, we're gonna keep it though, because it's pretty neat to have. And we're gonna replace it with a Centaur's Return. But you know what, for the time being, we're just gonna stick to this. And honestly, we're doing just fine, right? As you can tell, this is working pretty well. Now, about this game mode, right? I actually made notes. I've been playing a lot of mods, and I made notes. So what I wrote down is that it is very interesting at first, and I really do think that. Like I think it's quite fascinating, and it's really all about min-maxing. So if you're into that, right, like I am, I think that's cool. Then you're gonna enjoy this. But you, it's really only something that you're gonna enjoy a few times, right? After you've got it figured out, you're not gonna keep playing it. So I'm actually gonna stop this early. First of all, this game mode, as I mentioned, I already beat it, and it took. It took 50 minutes. That is really, really long. And it seems those two guys actually died already. So, actually, there's no way Loki died. But, well, we lost some of them. Some of those guys already. So, we're just gonna go ahead and upgrade our abilities a little further. Go pick up a few more quill sprays. And then we probably just want to buy some items. Now there's an item shop here. Now a lot of these items kind of give you permanent upgrades, or like these right here are actually like what you're really looking for later on in the game. Right now I'm just gonna pick up an axe of hate, because axe, right? And it gives some good stats, and you know, it's just overall nice to have. So this right here is why I like having the bristleback's abilities, because it actually deals a ton of damage. And it's really powerful. And Loki just got taken out.
I lost.
And it appears that Ogre Magi is doing pretty well. Yeah, he's going for return and blur, which is nice. Also backtrack. So you can kind of tell where these shenanigans are going. And it seems the Lena also got taken out. So the only people that are still in the match are me and the Ogre Magi, right? And I'm not really sure what happens if the Ogre Magi died. The one time we actually managed to play for a long time was when everybody was on one side. Now we're on two teams. So it might end once the Ogre Magi dies, which would actually surprise me, right? But this is just kind of how it goes down. Now, this right here will be very... This game mode, I am well aware of it, will be very unappealing to a lot of you. But it will similarly be appealing to like a different group of people. All right. For me, this is very interesting. Now I'm building something that I've already done before, so it's not really, you know, something new and something exciting, but it is, you know, like I could just say, okay, you know what, we have done this bit, let's go and try to figure something new out. Let's try to figure something out with which we can actually beat this game mode, right? And you do that a few times, and it's really, really cool, and then you just kind of stop, because honestly, like at this point, you have done everything there is to do, and you just, you know, it's just kind of done, right? You don't need any more than that. So, right here, actually, that's kind of cute that the cleave applies to me, even though he cast it on me while we were in that safe zone. But you know, we're just gonna sit here and we're gonna keep going like this. And again, we're not gonna go for the full game, because again, 50 minutes and this build wins, right? But for the time being, we're just gonna, you know, keep going for a little bit and show you some of the more interesting creeps. I'm actually kind of interested to see, like, in seeing how far the Ogre Magi can take this. He seems to be doing pretty well. And he's actually going for something very similar to what I had in mind, right? What I talked about with the return and everything like that. But we're gonna go ahead and max out the Bristleback, because Bristleback is actually brilliant. Like, Bristleback is just straight up, yeah, you take 40% less damage from the back. It's just, it's really, really good. I very much appreciate the Bristleback. So, can we... I would prefer not having this, thank you. I don't need items.
Yes.
I'm fine, man. Let me do my thing. No, stop it. Stop it, Loki. Son of a bitch. No! Okay, fuck it. I'm gonna use it. I'm just gonna use it. Okay. Bitch. I don't want your filthy items. I don't want them.
Can't do anything else.
Okay. So, and there we go. We got a bunch of creeps. Now, this is really it, right? This is the extent of the mod. And it's not gonna get any more interesting, right? If right now, you're like, this sucks, then you're not gonna like it. Like, you're just not, this is not for you. If right now you're like, I kind of want to know how I can beat this and how I can keep going. Because it does actually get really difficult. It really does. Like, the creeps become really fucking powerful. Right? And as you can see, everybody but me and the Ogre Mage already got taken out. So it's not like it's very simple. It's not. It's not at all. Right? It is actually pretty tough. So, you know, like, if this is appealing to you, then you're gonna find this like just great. Like I do. I think it's brilliant. It's really, really fun to me. But if that's not the kind of thing that appeals to you, then you're not gonna enjoy it. And that's something to keep in mind, right? Anyway, other than that, you know what, let's just go ahead and keep going for a few more rounds. Again, I don't want to go too deep into it, but maybe show you the first boss or something. Of course, there are boss enemies, right? There are all kinds of waves, and these waves actually start casting as well, right? So we're going up against a bunch of trolls right here. I think these are still just straight up right click, but you noticed some spells early on, right? You saw the...
You can go...
What's it called? What's it called? I don't remember. The sniper, right? The sniper. They got the passive. They actually got the old sniper passive where they give the mini stun and the bonus damage. And so that's something that you gotta keep in mind. And you know, you kind of go through it like that. You just kind of go through it, and you're gonna see that some creeps actually got very powerful abilities. Like they really do. They really do have crazy abilities, honestly. And it does become very scary. So right here, I think we're gonna go ahead and where is my blur? Let's finish that, because blur is incredible against creeps. Like, if it comes to right click damage, blur is literally the best ability to have, because it reduces it by 50%. But where is it? Okay, we got blur max now. And now I want the centaur's abilities. Where are they? Where are they? Can't find it. Ah, there we go. Actually, return. Sweet. So, now I would actually like to know, like, how many of you are appealed, like, to play this now? And how many of you are just like, this sucks? Right? How many of you are just, like, horribly uninterested because, like, god damn, this is just gonna take forever, isn't it? And you're not really doing much of anything. And yes, it actually does take 40 rounds to finish this. But now I'm kind of interested in hearing your opinion on that. And it seems the Ogre Mage is actually doing it very similarly to what I have been doing. I think he's just straight up copying my build, isn't he? Son of a bitch. Okay, no. So I think we're just gonna go ahead and max out the return right here. We don't really need any more reactive armor. Honestly, we are fine. We are already good to go. And yeah. So I'm building this right here because I already posted it on Facebook, and you know, I already spoiled a few people like that, and honestly this is just not very interesting. I think it's very obvious, so that's why I'm showing this to you. Of course there are other ways to build it, and that's really where I think it becomes interesting, right? It's not about what I'm doing right here, right now, but instead about what you can do as well, right? What are other ways of beating it? It's just kind of like Dark Souls, I guess, where it's not really about can I beat it after a little while, like that's what you do with Dark Souls at first, right? You start off in Dark Souls and you're just like, can I beat this? And then you come to the conclusion, hell yeah, I can, I'm awesome. And then it turns into, well, can I beat this if I don't use the shield? Can I beat this with this kind of weapon? Can I beat this with only spells, right? It turns into that kind of challenge. And that's really where I think it becomes interesting. So personally, I still love Dark Souls, even if you don't do that, because Dark Souls is the greatest game ever made. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. I take that back. It's not the greatest game ever made, but it's close. It's close. It's close. Close second. Not really a close second. Honestly, on my list of greatest games ever made, like, Mini is #1, right? Dota and Dark Souls are just kind of like #2, and then there's just like everything else. It's just like, you know, like Mini, Dark Souls, Dota, and then like that's it. Like, those are the 3 good games that we really need to worry about. Oh man. Oh man. And sometimes weird things happen. Now this is something I'm not quite sure I know what happened there. But you know what? I'm gonna take it. So it is actually kind of buggy like the other times, but hey, that's fine. Anyway, yeah, chill, Frey. We're gonna do one boss, then we're done here. So you know, this is of course like if you get knocked out, it's not really that interesting. Oh, we like Frey and Loki are not doing shit right now. And that stings, I guess, right? But what can you do? So, you know, that's fine. Anyway, we're gonna go up against the boss wolf right here. That guy won't be able to do anything to us. Like, it's gonna be just fine. And we're gonna beat him up, like, you know, like it's no problem. And I guess we're gonna finish this up. So, as you can see, it's not really that difficult. So if you want to play my build, right, feel free. It's really, really good. But I think this becomes interesting if you try something else, right? Anyway, that's gonna be it for Custom Hero Survival. You know what? We're gonna do something. Look, I got notes because we have been playing a lot of these mods and I've been looking for good ones. And this is one I personally found interesting, but I don't think that many people are going to enjoy it. But I got some that I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy. And we're going to do some of those next. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.